wanted to say about Grant is that he kept his word. My life did get better around him. My life has vastly improved. I mean, the guy has just been so amazing with me this entire time because, you know, as we started to get into our relationship, it was really hard for me to let myself open up to him because I went to Los Angeles at 17 years old. I was reared to never depend on anyone. I thought that my strength and power meant I had to be alone and do it all on my own and without the help of anybody else. So as we got in our relationship, it was really hard for me to allow myself to be in a relationship with this man. And he was very patient and very tolerant. And we get married, and for the first 4 years of our marriage, I was vying for this power position, this male-female thing. I didn't want him to tell me what to do. I didn't want to seem like he could control me. I was fighting him all the time to be bigger, more powerful, whatever. And so for the first 4 years of our relationship, we could have gone a lot further together, but I felt like we were each creating on our own thing and then coming home and kind of tearing each other down because we weren't on the same page. But those 4 years, Grant was very, again, very compassionate and very tolerant, and he made it okay for me to trust a man because he has always been worthy of trust, and he's always just done what he said he was going to do. And I just never thought I could actually ever trust a man, depend on a man. And so 2008 came along. Before I tell you about 2008, I just want to tell you this man has an ambition to help people on this planet. He wants people to receive financial freedom for their families. And in 2008, when the economy collapsed, I was pregnant with our first child. We were under a lawsuit, the banks coming after us. It was really scary. I remember seeing Grant watching the news when Lehman's collapsed. And Grant had always been like this superhero, you know, very powerful person that I looked up to. And I saw him go white when the Lehman's collapsed. And he was watching the news, and he got really scared. I've never seen that before. And so I asked him, you know, I'm pregnant, and I was like, what does this mean? And he looks at me and he says, oh, it means we're gonna die. And I was like, we're gonna die? Do I look like death to you? Does this look like death to you? And I said, no. I don't die. You promised me on that first phone call with me that people in your life get better when they get with you. They don't die. You never mentioned anything about death. You made a promise to me on that first phone call, and I expect you to figure this thing out. So I said, you go to your room, your office, which at the time was just our house in Los Angeles. There was no office, there was no staff, it was his office down the hall. So I'm like, you go to your office and don't you come out until you figure this thing out. I was gonna be really tough and really strong with him. 3 hours went by. I was really worried, actually, because I kept thinking, man, should I go bring him something to eat? Should I get him some water? And I thought, no, I have to be tough. 3 hours later, comes back, and he puts a book in my hand that he's just written, like this manuscript, and he puts it in my hands and he says, look, I just wrote my first book. It's not gonna make us rich, but I understand what I have to do to get us out of trouble, and I will never make you worry about money ever again. He kept his word on that too. And so it was at that time when I looked at this man who needed my help, who has always been there for me, has always loved me, has never betrayed me, and he needed my help, and I had a decision to make. And so in 2008, I decided I'm going all in on Grant Cardone. I, Elena Cardone, am going all in on a man. The complete opposite of how I was raised. I thought women everywhere were going to despise me for trading in my acting career in order to trade up to the possibility of this life that we've created that did not look like this back then. I thought they were just gonna ridicule me for supporting a man. And then I just looked at my life and I said, you know, for these imaginary voices in my head, am I gonna listen to these imaginary women that don't even exist? Not one woman has come up to my face and told me they didn't like me because I support my husband. But at the time, that was a different picture. So I decided, you know what? I'm gonna support this man. I'm gonna bring everything that I can bring into getting onto the same page with this guy. And we're gonna build something called an empire. Because Grant came out of that room and he said, we've been being too small. We've been acting too small. We've been doing one vertical. We needed to go horizontal. And the reason we got into trouble is because we've been being normal. And normal is a dangerous place to be because it gives you the illusion that everything is okay until it's not.